This is the second video on double stops, and today we're going to be doing thirds with the second finger and the open string, as well as unisons with the fourth finger and the open string. That is an excellent exercise for your fourth finger because it strengthens it, because by playing the fourth finger together with the open string above, you are forcing your fourth finger to build a bridge over the open string, which strengthens it and makes it round, as well as by playing it together with the open string, you are making sure it is exactly in tune. So we will start off just with the thirds and the open strings. Start off with the open A and E string. And then you put your second finger down on the A string as C sharp. Now when you're playing this third, stay on it until it is in tune. It doesn't matter if you put it down wrong. Correct it until it's in tune. Doesn't matter how long you take, use multiple bows. Just make sure that you are listening intently and so that you can hear, is it too sharp, is it too flat, is it correct? And when you have it correct, then play a couple of notes so that your ear gets used to what a third sounds like when it's in tune. So start off just with that. And then you move down to the D and the A string. Start off with the open D and A string. And then you put your second finger down on the F sharp on the D string. Again, stay on the third until it's in tune. Correct it until it's in tune. And when it's in tune, play it. Next thing, we go to the G and D string. You play the open G and D string, and then you put your second finger down on the G string on the B natural. Now we're going to add the fourth finger. The fourth finger is our shortest finger and our weakest finger, which is one of the reasons why we need to spend quite a bit of time training it. And practicing unisons with the open string is one of the best ways of training it, because you're also training your ear at the same time. So start off with both open strings, open A string and open E string. Then you put your second finger down on the C sharp on the A string. And then you put your fourth finger down on the E on the A string together with the open E string. Now the important thing here is to give yourself plenty of time. Correct it if necessary. And don't be satisfied until it sounds completely like one note, no matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter. And when you've got it, play it a couple of times. Depending on how well trained your fourth finger is, that could take a bit longer, but then it's particularly necessary for you to do that. So give yourself plenty of time, stay on the note until it is in tune, and then what you can do is you can play just the second finger, fourth finger, second finger, fourth finger a couple of times. So you're doing this. And when you've done that a couple of times, then practice the whole figure. The next step is to do the same thing on the D and A string. In order to do it on the D and A string, you're going to have to bring your elbow a little bit towards the right to help your fourth finger, because your fourth finger is the shortest finger. You need a little bit of help from your elbow. And you do the same thing. You start, then second finger on the F sharp on the D string, and then the fourth finger on the A on the D string, together with the open A string. Again, practice just going from the second finger to the fourth finger. Stay on the unison until it's in tune. Doesn't matter how long it takes. Important is that your ear gets used to being very, very critical, and don't stop correcting until it sounds like one note. It'll get faster with time. Then play the whole figure. The next step is to do the same thing on the G and D string. You will have to bring your elbow over to the right a bit more so that your fourth finger can comfortably reach the G string, and the D string can still sound as well. So there again, start with open G and open D string. Then your second finger on the B natural on the G string. And then your fourth finger on the D on the G string. And there again, practice just going from the second finger to the fourth finger. And when you've got that, then play the whole figure. For violin playing in general, and for double stops in particular, is not to press the string down all the way onto the fingerboard. It is not necessary. If you're pressing it all the way down to the fingerboard, you're pressing too hard. Just press the finger down as much as needed for a sound, and make sure that you feel the vibrations of the string in your fingertips. So that is a very, very important thing you have to watch all the time, because if you press too hard, then it gets too strenuous for your hand. You actually might even damage your hand that way, even if you just press too hard for a couple of minutes, particularly the fourth finger. Remember, it's our weakest finger, the joints are small, and you need to be a little bit careful if you're doing exercises like this, because they are very strenuous for the hand. Make sure that you always feel the vibrations of the strings in the tips of your fingers. So do not press the strings down all the way onto the fingerboard. The other thing is, particularly if you need a long time, for instance, to get the fourth finger in tune with the open string together, if it takes a long time, take your hand off of the fingerboard, relax it a little bit, and then start again. You have to be very, very patient. It takes a long time before you can fluidly play a figure like that. But working at it will get you there, and it will improve your intonation with everything else you play as well. So it's well worth it.